Hello, beautiful, mas beautiful.
Hello po, good
Pumayat ka.
morning.
Talaga?
Oo.
Like,
Hindi mo ako sinasabihan ng gano'n. Hindi ka naman pumapayat, mama. Pumayat.
Yeah. So once again, good morning everyone. And we are on our lesson 4. Okay. Before we start with our lesson proper, let us just start checking the attendance first. As I can see, all 10 students are present. No one is absent and everybody came on time. Very good. Let us now proceed with the prayer to be led by our dear Kleinet Ricarte. Please lead us, Anak.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father in heaven, we offer to you our class today. We pray that through your divine guidance, we would learn how to listen attentively to the inputs of our teacher. Grant us that we recognize you in each of our classmates and teachers. Lord, please guide our loved ones and keep them away from all of the misfortune and pain. I pray for help for all of those people who are sick caused by the virus. Lord, please bring this world back to normal and please take care of us. I ask for mercy and compassion from you. We praise and thank you, Lord. I ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. That was a very good prayer. It was very meaningful. Thank you very much, Kleinet. Okay. Now let us now continue. Let us be reminded of the class rules. So let's have classroom reminders first. These are simple and important rules that you need to remember. Okay. And I'm happy that you have followed the first one. Everybody came on time. And I know everybody got up early. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope everybody's prepared as well. You need to be prepared for our class for today. Have everything within your reach. That includes your module 4 that you have received and your notebook and pens, papers and pens. Okay. Everybody is in a proper attire. Thank you very much. Okay. Just be reminded to show respect to everybody. Listening attentively includes turning on your camera so we could see that you are focused on the discussion. Okay. And of course, you need to be reminded also of good behavior and manners that is expected of you on online classes. Okay. Always keep your microphone muted, okay, so we could reduce background noise. But of course, you are to turn on your cameras and your microphones when you are asked to recite. Okay. Use the chat box only when necessary. Later, we shall be using Messenger as well. Okay, make sure that you focus on the topic at hand and avoid discussing unrelated matters. Okay. Also be fully present. I hope nobody, that's why I really want you to turn on your cameras during classes. Always pay attention, avoid playing games, okay? And avoid checking your Facebook account during our class. Try to remove distractions as well. Make sure you are located at a place where your attention is not divided. Okay, so the television is off. Your mobile phones are not are actually muted also. Okay. Okay. Once again, good morning, everyone. Let us now start our lesson. The title of our lesson is Determining the Truthfulness and Accuracy of Material View. The learning competency that we want to develop during the discussion is that you will be able to determine the truthfulness and accuracy of material viewed. The learning objectives would include A, you are to distinguish fact from opinion. B, you are to categorize information according to their content. And C, you are to determine the truthfulness and accuracy of material viewed. Before we continue with the discussion proper, let's have review of our previous lessons. Our previous lesson is entitled Determining the Worth of Ideas in the text listened to. Okay, there will be 10 statements and you are to answer true or false. You need to make use of your Zoom application to write or spell out true. Make sure you spell it out correctly. Excuse me. Or false if the statement is false. Okay, so let's assign numbers first. So like Kleinet, you will answer number 1. Jose, you will answer number 2. Charisse, you will answer number 3. Joanna, number 4. Prince, number 5. CK, number 6. 7, Paula. Chrissy, you will answer number 8. Kirsten, 9. And then Sarah, 10. Okay. Was everybody able to get their numbers right? Okay. So let's start off with Kleinet and Jose. No. Kleinet, can you read the statement first?
Listening plays a major role in communication because it enables one to extract information, note details, and make inferences and the like.
Okay, very good. And your answer is?
True.
Okay, the statement is true. We have learned last week that listening is very important. That's why we have had many exercises in developing your ability to extract information, note details, and make inferences. Can you read number 2, Jose?
Number 2. You can tell what the main idea is without knowing what paragraph is about.
Your
False,
answer is?
false.
It's false. Before we continue with number 3, why is it false? What do you mean by main idea anyway? What is the main idea?
Idea is the main topic of the text.
Is it possible that you will know the main idea of a paragraph without knowing the main what the paragraph is all about without looking at the main idea?
No po.
That's why your answer is false. Very good. Let's have number 3. Charisse, can you read?
The main idea is the structure on which that paragraph is built. True po.
Can you write your answer? Okay, so that was very good. Just like what Jose tried to say, the main idea is basically the topic upon which the paragraph is built. Number 4, Joanna, can you read?
Knowing the main idea of a text does not help at all. False po.
Okay, try to write your answer. Very good, Joanna. So,
Ma'am, I can annotate.
oh yes, you're using your phone. Okay,
Can I
let's-
annotate for her?
Yes, Jose, you can do so. Thank you very much, Jose. CK, can you read number 5?
And number 6.
Oh, Chrissy?
Number
Prince. Okay, sorry. I stand corrected. Go, Prince.
you need to support your true po.
The answer is true. Can you write your answer? Now, why do we need support for inferences? What do we mean by inferences anyway? Anyone in the class, please raise your hand. What do we mean by inferences? Paula.
They are conclusions that are backed up by evidence.
Okay, and when you say support, you mean? What do you mean by support? You support inferences, just like what you said, by
Evidence.
evidences. Where do you get the evidences when you try to make inferences? They are actually based on, you can conclude because you have seen it where? On the let's review, ha? Just like what Paula has said, making inferences are conclusions that you make based on what you have.
Read.
Yes, or say what you have read. So the details, the supporting details for the inferences also comes from where?
The text,
The
that was read.
Exactly, the text that was read. Very good. Now, CK, you're number 6, right? CK, can you hear me?
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, again, please.
To understand the text, you must focus on explicit details.
Your
True.
answer? Are you sure? Explicit details only? Hmm?
False.
Well, the answer is false, but why? What are explicit details? Anyone? Please raise your hand. In reading text, we actually see two kinds of details. What are these two? Yes, very good, CK. How about the others? Who remembers the different types of details? One of them is explicit, the other one is? Yes, Charisse.
Implicit
Okay.
details.
How do we differentiate explicit and implicit details again? What is the difference between explicit from implicit? Okay, so for you to be reminded or recall that, let's answer number 7 first. Okay, let's have number 7.
Implicit details are not plainly expressed in a text but are implied. True.
Okay, the answer is true. Very good, Paula. So now we have a definition of implicit details. Okay, when you say implicit, they're not plainly expressed in the text but are implied. What do you mean by implied? You do not see them, but you can actually
Understand them.
okay, by looking into the details. Now, how do we differentiate implicit details from explicit details? Explicit details are actually the opposite, right? So what are explicit details?
Clearly stated po.
So they are exactly stated. So explicit details are obvious. Yes, Kleinette?
We can see.
Okay, you can see explicit details, but implicit details are read between the lines or are not plainly expressed. Remember our example here, when you see a mom, when you see a man getting in a hurry, carrying his luggage or a suitcase and then getting hurry to enter the elevator, what was our inference? We thought that, or we made the conclusion that the man is
Running late.
Running late po.
or
Work po.
yes.
Or work.
So yeah, I think you were able to recall it with the exercise. Okay, number 8. Let's have number 8.
Paraphrasing is expressing ideas on your own words to make a passage easier to understand and make meaning clear.
And your answer is? Okay, so paraphrasing is expressing ideas in your own words. When do we usually paraphrase? When do we try to express ideas in our own words? Okay. When do we usually paraphrase? At times, we don't copy what is exactly said, right? So when do we usually paraphrase? When we are asked to write what? Okay. In what situation do you actually paraphrase, class? Let's say when your teacher asks you a question about what you have read, do you say what is actually written, word for word? At times, you would need to paraphrase, right?
Make
Now,
it shorter po.
yes, and when you make it shorter, what do you actually do? Yes, to say. When you make it shorter,
Make the meaning clearer po.
what's another word for making things shorter? Anyway, the answer to that would be on number 9.
Summarize po.
Easy to understand po.
Yes,
Opo,
and
summarizing po.
who's in charge of number 9 again? I think it's Kirsten, right? Please read number 9 and answer. Kirsten?
Of story.
Okay, a summary is a longer version of a story. Is this true or false?
False po.
Exactly. Okay, so the answer here would be false. Very good. Okay. So you actually do summarizing when you make it. Is it longer? No. When you make it, what did you say?
Shorter.
Yes,
Shorter.
shorter. And when you summarize, you actually paraphrase, just like what we were trying to say a while ago. And finally, what is number 10? Sarah, please read.
An outline na graphic display of main ideas and supporting details in reading or listening text. False po.
Okay, let's try to correct that. There should be an is there. So an outline is a graphic display of main ideas and supporting details in a reading or listening text. Is that false? Who has another answer? Anyway, okay. Do you still remember what outlines are? When you try to make an outline, the first thing that you do is you start writing first. What's the first part? Yes, Jose.
Main idea po.
And then the second parts would be the
Supporting details.
Supporting details.
So how do we answer number 10? When you say an outline, is it a graphic display of main ideas and supporting details?
True po.
Okay.
True po.
Okay, so others, I think you need to refresh your memory on our previous lesson. Okay, probably we'll try to make a schedule on follow-ups for those who weren't able to remember much. Okay, so the answer here is true. Okay, let's proceed with our discussion today. Okay, so our lesson for today is determining the truthfulness and accuracy of material view. Okay, now we have received different news lately, right? As you can see, we have received one news that says Pinoy dies at 61. Have you heard that? Do you know who's President Ninoy?
Yes.
Former President Ninoy? Okay.
Yes po.
So let's try to see another news, this one. The other one says, another news was posted. It says, I believe Duterte is dead. And I believe the current Duterte is an impostor. Okay, now how do we differentiate the two? Which of the two do you think or do you consider true? The first one or the second one? Raise your hand.
The first one.
Okay, CK, which do you consider true?
The first one.
Okay, why do you think the first one is considered factual?
Yes, I heard it.
Yes, you heard it where? From the television. Okay, and which program in the television? It was announced where?
What channel or
What program?
ABS-CBN News.
Okay, so you consider it factual because it was posted or it was announced by ABS-CBN News. Okay, how about this one? Do you consider this factual? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
Why do you?
True po.
Okay, why do you think it's not true? Kleinet.
It's only
Because it's posted in FB or Twitter.
Okay, and don't you consider Facebook or Twitter credible?
Sometimes,
Sometimes it is.
it is not true.
Sometimes it's not that credible. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, just like what Kleinet says, there are some things posted on online and on television that might not be considered credible, and some of them might be factual. Your task today is to determine if the things you see online or on the television is factual or faked. Okay, so let's have our first activity. Tell me if the material that will be presented to you is factual or fake. Okay, let's have a fact check to tell whether the following pictures are facts or opinions. Okay, you are to display a thumbs up, okay, on your computer or on the chat box. Those who aren't able to use their thumbs up, okay, if you consider it factual, okay, and a sad face if not, okay. So I think you can use the chat box for the sad face, okay. Let's have the first one. the first information. Okay, most of the information that I'll be presenting are from are about COVID-19. Okay. Number one, COVID-19 is caused by a virus. Let me see. One thumbs up. Okay. How about the others? Okay. So almost everybody did thumbs up. Okay, I think everybody did thumbs up. Okay. Next. Sunlight can kill coronavirus. You can use the chat box for a sad face or for a thumbs up or a like. Mhm. How about the others? Okay. Okay, almost everybody said. Okay, I'm still waiting for Sarah. I think I didn't see your reply. Try to join us, Anna. Okay. Okay. Next. Coronavirus is spread through houseflies. Is it thumbs up or sad face? Okay. Princess, no. Sherry says no. Kirsten says no. Chrissy says no. Okay. How about the others? Joanna also replied. Sarah, NCK, waiting for your replies. Okay. Okay, good. Very good. Next, eating garlic prevents you from getting infected with coronavirus. Eating garlic prevents you from getting infected from coronavirus. Okay. Joanna, Kirsten, Chrissy. Nobody will say yes here? Okay. How about the others? What's your opinion? Okay. Okay, I think I saw everybody reply. Okay, let's try to check if your answers are correct. Okay, oh, finally, one more. Okay, last one. It is safe to frequently clean, it is safer to frequently clean your hands than and not wear gloves. Okay. It is safer to frequently clean your hands and not wear gloves. What's your answer? Okay, some of you are answering a sad face. How about the others? Still a sad face. Most of you are giving me sad faces. Some of you are wondering by the looks. Sarah said sad face too. Finette as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, try to check your own work. Okay, let's see if you were able. I think most of you said yes or thumbs up to the first one. And then the rest, you said they're not factual. Let's see. Okay, COVID-19 is caused by a virus. The answer is, okay, congratulations everyone. It's a fact. Okay, so coronavirus is actually caused by a virus and not bacteria. That's why it spreads rapidly. Okay, and that's why antibiotics are not suggested or recommended. Okay, next one. Sunlight can kill coronavirus. Yep, it's not true. Okay, You can catch COVID-19 no matter how sunny or hot the weather is. Okay. Countries with hot weather have reported cases of COVID-19, and we belong to a country where the weather is hot and we have lots of cases of COVID-19. So it's not true. Next, coronavirus is spread through houseflies. Let's see. Ta-da-da-da. It's actually fake as well. Most of your answers are, all of you got this correctly. Very good. Okay, so COVID-19 is not transmitted through houseflies. How is COVID-19 transmitted? Everyone, anyone? Based on what you have read through or heard from the news. Jose?
Through droplets when people sneeze or cough.
Okay, so we just have to be careful, and to avoid that, we need to put on our face mask. Okay, so there, it's not through houseflies. Eating garlic prevents you from getting infected. Most of you answered sad face or responded with a sad face. Yes, it's not true. Although some people have tried it out and they've been testifying, there is no study that proves that garlic can actually help you out in beating coronavirus. Okay. How about the last one? Okay. You seem to have had a hard time thinking about it and deciding whether it's fact or faked. Okay, it is safer to frequently clean your hands and not wear gloves. But all of you answered a sad face. But let's see. Okay. The answer is actually, it's actually a fact. Okay. So for the information of everybody, it is safer to frequently clean your hands and not wear gloves. Wearing gloves actually risks transferring germs from one surface to another and contaminating your hands when removing them. So it will be safer if you frequently just disinfect your hands using alcohol or washing them using soap and water. Okay. Now, this information that we have just discussed is actually very vital. It's important because nowadays we're all experiencing the crisis. And we see different information online. Okay. Now, below or next slide are logos of different online platforms that provide information. Now, what I want you to do is to tell me if the information that this online platform present is accurate or are just based from opinion. How do we do that? Okay, before we do that, can anybody name the icons that you see on the screen? Anyone? Raise your hand. What icons do you see and what are their names? What do you call, or what are the names of these online platforms? Raise your hand. Other hands, please. Joanna, can you name one?
Facebook.
So we have Facebook. CK, can you name one?
Instagram.
Okay, we have Instagram. Okay, Cherise, can you name another one?
CNN News.
CNN News, yes. Okay, Chrissy?
YouTube.
Again, anak?
YouTube.
YouTube, yes. Prince, can you name another?
GMA News po.
Okay, you can read that. Okay, how about the others? Kleinet?
Merriam-Webster.
Okay, how about the others? Are you familiar with this icon? Anyone? Kirsten?
Wikipedia po.
Oh, based on the name of the icon, it's Wikipedia. What else? Okay, how about this one? Anyone familiar with this one? Kirsten, are you raising your hand?
No.
Okay. Okay, I think this is something new to you, class. This is Britannica. Okay, back in my time, Britannica sells a set of encyclopedia, hard-bounded books. Now, Britannica is an encyclopedia online. Okay, when we were young, if you have a set of encyclopedia called Britannica, you're you seem to be considered someone with a lot of money because they cost a lot. Now you can access it online. How about Rappler? Anybody who's familiar with Rappler?
Ma'am.
Opo.
Okay, so later I'll be trying to explain to you what Rappler is. But for now, let me give you an idea. It's a social media platform that presents news. Okay, based on your background knowledge and what you and your experiences as well, I want you to put a check mark on the icon that you consider um, a platform that presents accurate information. That means the information are correct and true. Okay, Jose, are you asking did you raise your hand?
Yes po.
Yes, what is it, anak?
Mama, I was gonna answer.
Okay. No, everybody now will participate using your annotation. Okay, the others can use the chat box. Those who are having a hard time annotating, put a check on the icon that you consider truthful, or at least it presents accurate information. Okay, so use your icon, okay, on the icon itself. Okay, okay, Prince and Jose are trying to answer. Also, Charisse have also answered. Mhm. Okay. So those who are having a hard time to annotate, you can write your answers on the chat box. Type in the icon or the name of the platform that you consider truthful. Okay, so I can see Charisse. Prince, that's okay, anak. One check is okay. Okay. Yes po. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, Joanna and Kirsten, you can type in your answer on the chat box. Yeah, very good, Joanna. So you consider GMA News. Okay. Okay, great. Now, this time, I want you to put an X mark, okay, on the icon that you consider a platform that presents opinionated information. A platform that you consider it presents opinionated information. Okay. Okay. I can see a lot of X's on Facebook and YouTube. Okay. Joanna and Kirsten, you can write your answer on the chat box. Kirsten can annotate. Very good, anak. I'm so happy and proud of you. Okay. Okay, great. So I think I can see you all annotate. And based on your answers, let's just choose one. You've considered, okay, mostly GMA News and CNN as credible. Now, can anybody answer me, why do you consider GMA present as a platform that presents accurate information? Why do you consider it as a platform that presents accurate information? CK.
Because they present evidences and before they share the news, they
That's
make sure it's true.
very good. That's a very good answer. We believe in GMA because most of the things that they present are supported by evidences. And we've talked about supporting evidences last meeting, right? So there. So if it's supported by evidences, it adds up to the credibility of the platform. Okay. Now, as I can see, YouTube and Facebook received a lot of excess. Okay. So why do you think it's mostly opinionated, or they're mostly opinionated? They present opinionated information. Okay. Charisse.
Because some people just spread some fake news.
Okay. So that's the danger in this platforms. At times, they present fake news. And you've mentioned about fake news, Charisse. Later, we will discuss about that. Okay, very good. So let's try to sum it up, okay? So just to let you know, class, and most of your answers are actually based on this, the following platforms actually present accurate information. They have been tried and tested, and they have established um, credibility when it comes to presenting information. We have GMA News Online, Britannica. Of course, Merriam-Webster should present accurate information as to presenting the meanings of words. Discovery Channel, everybody knows what Discovery Channel is. Okay, and CNN News. Okay, all of these are seen online, and most of them generally presents accurate information. Now, the things that we have to be careful with would be Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because sometimes, just like what Charissa said, they present certain news that are not accurate. Okay. Now, you have to read the following with prudence or with care. Be careful. At times, they present accurate information, but at times, they're also opinionated. Okay, Rappler is a news platform, but it was put into question because at times it presents news that is a little bit biased. Okay, but I think it was put into question one time by the government. Okay, because most of the news that it presents are against the government. Although we do not deny that some parts of their news, or well, at times they present factual information, but it has to be validated. So when you read news from Rappler, you have to check other sources first. Of course, Wikipedia is a very resourceful page, but let me let you know that the information presented here are gathered from different sources, and some of the sources are not validated, or they just came from people who uploaded information online. So what Wikipedia does is it puts together all the information that it can gather online, but it doesn't have a filter on trying to determine whether the information being presented is factual. So you have to be careful when you see information from Wikipedia. Try to search from other web pages as well, okay, or gather supporting details. Okay, so in order for us to determine whether a news is truthful or accurate, we need to determine also what is the difference between fact and opinion. A while ago, we tried to categorize platform as to the information they present, if it's factual or opinionated. Now, let me see if you understand the difference between fact and opinion. Okay, oops, okay, there. There are two buckets here, and what I want you to do is try to put the boxes, okay, and tell me if it defines a fact or if the statement classifies or describes what an opinion is. Raise your hand if you have an answer, and read the statement and tell me if it describes fact or opinion. Other hands, please. Karel, read the statement.
It is supported by evidences. Fact.
And okay, it describes fact. Let's see. Okay, very good. So facts are usually supported by evidences. Let's have other hands. Prince?
It's a personal judgment, opinion.
Let's see. Okay, so an opinion is actually a personal judgment. Okay. Other hands, please. Okay. Let's try Osei. Osei?
It is an expression of someone's belief. Opinion po.
If it's an expression of someone's belief, it is considered an opinion. CK?
It is an expression of someone's view, opinion.
Okay, so if it's an expression of a person's view, it's still an opinion. Other hands, please. Sarah? Sarah? Joanna? Kirsten, would you like to answer? Okay. Oh, let's have Kleinet first.
It is something that has really happened. Fact.
Okay, so if it's real and it actually happened, it's a fact. Okay. I hope others can recite as well. Okay. I want to hear from others later on, huh? Okay. Let's have Kirsten. Yes.
It is it is a statement that is really
Consistent.
consistent with really
Reality.
reality.
Okay. And that is okay. It describes a fact. Very good. So everybody has a clear understanding of the difference between fact and opinion. So remember, it is considered factual if there is evidences, okay, or there are evidences. It is also something that really happened. It actually occurred, okay, and it is consistent with reality, okay. Now, when it's just somebody's personal point of view, okay, and it's based on the person's belief, okay, and a person's conclusion or judgment, then it becomes an opinion. Okay, so we need to be careful in determining the post that we see online or on television and learning, trying to know if they are facts or opinion. So how do we do that? Okay, so let's review that. A fact is a statement that is consistent with reality, can be proven with evidences, and it is a statement that is real or true. Okay, or the thing that can be shown as real or true. An opinion is just a personal judgment. Okay, it is not demonstrable as fact. Okay, now when you read online news or when you listen to news or view news on the television, for you to determine if it's factual and for you to know if it's supported by evidences, most of the time you see statements like this. This new study confirms. So sometimes it will present to you researches. Okay. Okay. And then medical experts have recently discovered. Okay. So especially if we're talking about um, researches or conclusions made about COVID, so you have to see if it was done or concluded by medical experts. Okay. It was a discovery based on studies or according to results of clinical trials, especially now that we see a lot of news about vaccines. So we have to see if there are clinical trials that have been done or it was stated by doctors, okay, or credible source. Okay, not only in medical field or not only in scientific field, okay, you can also see that if statements like, for example, that we need to verify from social studies majors, okay, or researchers that do social studies, or credible sources of information, family members that have confirmed, okay, the news about their relatives. Now, how do we know if it's just an opinion? It was not discovered, it was not verified, there were no research of studies, it was just a claim. At times you'll see a claim, or sometimes it's a view of somebody or a group of people, okay? Or it's an argument by someone, the debater argues that, or it's just a suspicion, okay? Or it was just suspected by some people. Okay? So if you see these statements, be careful because you're only seeing opinions. Now, a while ago, Charisse mentioned about fake news. Okay. So what do you know about fake news? Anyone? Who has an idea of what fake news are? Okay. Charisse, you might want to explain further what your understanding of fake news is.
They are not backed up by evidence, and it has it is not based on a research.
Okay, Paula, thank you very much, Charisse. So these fake news are not backed up by evidences and at times they are not supported. Okay, Paula, what is your idea of fake news?
They're mainly just opinions and conspiracies by someone.
Okay, generally, yes. Okay, so we see a lot of fake news online. Okay, and these fake news are known as false information. Okay, and are hoaxes. Okay, anybody familiar with the term hoax? When you say hoax, it at times it is intended to fool people. Okay, okay, created to deliberately misinform or deceive viewers. Usually, these stories are created to either influence people's views, push a political agenda, or cause confusion. Okay. Now, based on what I'm reading, why do you think fake news are being spread online or at times even on television? Okay. Why are there fake news? Anyone? Why do people spread fake news? Sige.
To make more views.
To present more views. What else? Kleinet?
To be famous.
Well, sometimes people would like to spread false information because they want to be well known. Paula?
They strongly believe in that opinion.
Okay, and what do they want other people to do when they read their news? They want them to,
Believe them.
yes, they want to convince them or persuade them. At times, some people believe at a particular thing and they want to influence people. Okay, they spread fake news because they want people to be influenced by it. Okay, and at times there is a hidden agenda behind it. It's like a political agenda. Okay, wait. Okay. So you have to be careful with fake news because it can convince you at times, and most of the time it becomes a marketing strategy, okay, for an opinion, okay, or for business maybe, okay. Later on, they can convince you to do something that you don't want to do just because of that false information. So you have to be careful. Now, you have to develop what we call media literacy. Okay, so everybody, you listen up. Try to say it to yourself. You say media literacy. Now, what do you mean by media literacy? Media literacy is the ability to critically analyze information. Okay, it is a critical skill that you need to possess. Okay, when you see uh, a post online, you have to be careful, analyze it, and be critical at it. You don't easily believe on it. You have to verify it. And later, I will present to you strategy on how to be literate when it comes to the social media. Now, let's continue with the fake news first. There are two subcategories of false information. Try to analyze this and listen carefully. For those who are having a hard time to follow through, I suggest you take screenshots of it or try to look into the module that you are holding right now. The first one is what you call misinformation. Now, what do you mean by misinformation? Anyone who's familiar with the prefix mix? Yes or say, what is your idea of misinformation?
Wrong statements of information are put into the text po.
Yes, just like what the prefix says, it's mix. Miss. So miss means wrong. It's wrong information posted. So most of the time, a fake news can be a misinformation. It is a false information that was unintentionally disseminated, okay, on online platforms. It usually lacks context and needs further clarification, okay, like false rumors and pranks. So sometimes a news gets easily spread, okay, but the information that was spread is actually inaccurate because it was not verified. An example of this is the one that we had a while ago. Okay, the news that states that coronavirus can be cured by freshly boiled garlic or 1 bowl of freshly boiled garlic water. Okay, so this has been disseminated several times on Facebook. Okay, and it even presents a different recipes on how to do it. Okay, on this post it says you're going to make use of 8 cloves of chopped garlics and 7 cups of boiling water. Okay, although this could have been true in one case, the case is actually isolated, which means probably it worked on one person, but no studies has yet further confirmed if garlic can really cure coronavirus. But it has been spreading a lot on social media. So it becomes a misinformation. People start believing on it, and they've been trying to buy a number of kilos of garlic. Okay. So there, that is an example of a misinformation. Okay. Another one, aside from misinformation, another type of false information or category of false information is disinformation. Okay. So anybody who has an idea of what disinformation is? They seem to be the same because we see the prefix dis, right? Okay, let me present to you the definition. This information is intended to convince online users to believe on or favor something. Okay, this time, it was not unintentional, but actually it is intentional. Okay, this information is the act of spreading a particular news deliberately. Okay, it's planned. Okay, it's intentional. It was intended for a propaganda, and its main goal is to deceive audience. Okay, to fool around people. Okay. So when you see this information, you see actually an agenda behind it. Okay, there is a reason why people try to spread this information because they want people, readers for that matter, to react or do something, okay, to deceive them, to make them believe on something that is not true. Now, let me give you an example of this information. Do you still remember Pia Wurtzbach? Who has an idea? Who knows Pia Wurtzbach? Anyone?
Hindi po.
Karel, are you familiar with Pia Wurtzbach?
Yes po.
Do you remember how she won Miss Universe? Okay, let me give you an idea of what happened to Pia Wurtzbach back then. Okay, there was a time, yes, Kleinet. What do you remember? Yes, anak.
I think the speaker said that the candidate I don't know.
Another country, yes.
Their country won, but Pia is
the real
winner.
Yes, okay. So Pia Wurtzbach was the actually real winner. Okay, but the MC had the mistake of announcing the winner, and he announced actually that the winner, initially his first announcement was that Miss Colombia was the winner, and then later on he tried to retrieve it back and said, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. The real winner is Miss Philippines Pia Wurtzbach. Okay, there was a disinformation that happened after that. After that incident or during the pageant, there were a lot of reactions. Okay, and I want you to tell me, what do you think is the purpose of this disinformation? Okay, so this is the disinformation that was spread right after the pageant. When the crown was being taken from Miss Colombia and it was presented to Miss Philippines, a news spread that Miss Colombia committed suicide right after being decrowned. Okay, it spread for hours and everybody were like reacting, okay, of what has happened. Just to know that it was a hoax, okay? It intended to fool people. So this is a type of disinformation that has an agenda behind. There's a reason behind it. It tends to deceive people. Now, anyone in the class who could actually think, why would someone spread such a news? Do you have an idea? Yes, Paula.
They want to make the two countries have conflict with each other.
How about you, CK? What is your idea? Is it the same?
They want Miss Colombia to be the winner.
Yes. So there are some people who are actually disappointed with what has happened, and they wanted Miss Colombia to be the winner, and they wanted to cause friction between the two countries. Because during the competition itself, the Philippines and Colombia audience, the people from Colombia and the people from the Philippines, who were members of the audience were actually reacting on the venue itself, and there were a lot of rants, okay, for both countries, and it was only the two beautiful contestants who tried to patch it up. Okay, if people believed in this information or in this fake news, what do you think might have happened? If they try to think that this is true, what do you think might have happened? What could be the possible consequence of it or effect of it to people? Yes, Paula.
They might try to bash on Pia and us Filipinos.
And there will be that's correct, no, they might put down Pia words back, and there will be a continuous conflict between two yes, Jose, you're trying to say something.
Never mind, Mama.
Okay, I think you were trying to say what I was trying to say. Okay. So
Oh,
okay, thank you, Anak. There might be a continuous conflict between the two countries, and it was good enough that people did not easily believe on this hoax. They started confirming it first, and Miss Colombia herself tried to patch things up. Okay, so those are the two categories of false information. So what are the two categories of false information again? We have
Misinformation and
disinformation.
disinformation.
Okay, very good. Now, let's have truthfulness and accuracy. Okay, so of course, we need to understand also the meaning of truthfulness and accuracy. Okay. Do you know the difference between the two? How can you say if something is truthful? How do you say when something is truthful? Something is truthful when?
There's
Yes,
evidence.
Yes, Prince. Okay, but next time, please try to raise your hand. CK?
They presented by evidences.
Okay, so it becomes truthful when it's presented with evidences. Paula, you're trying to say something too?
Truth is most often used to mean in accord with fact or reality, while accuracy is the quality of being true.
Okay, that's a very good statement. Jose?
I just clicked it, ma'am. Sorry po.
It's okay, it's okay. Oh, I think later I'll call you first when you raise your hand. Okay, so when you say truthfulness, it's the quality of being honest. Someone who is true tells what is true and does not lie. Okay, so it's honesty. Okay, so a post can be truthful when it posts honest information. There is no lies or added information on it. Okay, it becomes accurate when the information presented is correct and reliable. Okay, to sum that up, truthfulness refers to fact or reality, while accuracy refers to correct, precise, or exact. That means the information presented has no error. Okay? It's exact and it's correct. Okay. To let you know more about this, let's try to discuss things to check in order to determine the truthfulness and accuracy of a material or content. Take note of the following again. If you can, take a screenshot. If not, try to look into your module and try to take notes. Okay. The first thing that you need to know is the source. Check the source. Who published it? Is the source credible? Is it the proper authority to post that kind of content? What is the purpose of the author in creating or posting or publishing it? So the very first thing you need to know is to determine if the source is credible. Okay? And if the one that published it is credible. Just like what we did a while ago. Try to check if the online platform is a credible source of information. Okay. Now let's try to look into the next line. It says it is the proper authority to post that kind of content. Okay. Question. When we want to know or verify something, let's say a particular news about COVID-19, who or what, sorry, let's try to use another one. Okay. Who is in proper authority to make announcements regarding, let's say, the causes and the effects of COVID, or the vaccines, the rules and reminders on vaccination? Where do we get the proper information, Charisse?
World Health Organization.
From health organizations? Are we going to verify it from all health organizations? Isn't there a credible source? Who is in authority to make announcements regarding such information about health? Yes, Paula.
Medical experts or professionals.
Okay, we can trust medical experts or professionals. There are certain researchers that does that. Okay, for one, we have the University of the Philippines medical experts who have been making a lot of researches regarding COVID-19. And of course, we have to also try to consider the announcement being done by our government itself. What agency of the government or department of the government that is an authority to make announcements regarding COVID and vaccinations? We have the what agency is that? Who's familiar with Secretary Duque? Yes, Paula.
Department of Health.
So when the Department of Health says so, we would like to believe, and of course, the Department of Health have done all their best to make sure that everything is safe for the Filipino people. Okay. Of course, there's also another agency that talks about what is allowed and what is not allowed regarding community quarantine, right? It's called the IATF. Okay, so try to look into that. Okay. How about when it comes to announcements regarding, let's say, classes, schedule of classes, suspension of classes? Where do we go to? How do we know who's in authority to make announcement on that? Or end of the school year schedules? Who is in proper authority to make announcements regarding the opening of classes? Or
Teachers, ma'am.
well, of course.
Pag-asa.
Lynette, Pag-asa, are you sure? Pag-asa, I think anak is for weather. Okay? Yes, your teachers can make the official announcement. So unless your advisors have made announcements regarding classes, then you might want to wait for further confirmed announcement. But of course, we also see announcement from Department of Education and from our local government. So we have to know if the source is credible. Later, we'll have an exercise on that. And of course, we have to determine the purpose of the author. Why did the author post it? Okay, you will actually know if the author has a hidden agenda. Always think when there's a news, a trending news, you have to think, why did the author post it? Or why was it posted? Is there a reason behind? So a credible source must only provide information that are accurate, verified, and free from any form of biases. Anyone who is familiar with the term bias? When you say something is biased, what do we mean? When we say something is biased, what do we mean? Are you familiar with the term bias? Being biased is the opposite of being objective or fair.
To show prejudice po.
Yes, Jose, you're giving me an answer next time. Please raise your hand. Anyway, your answer is correct. It doesn't show any prejudice. And when you say it's free from bias, when something is free from bias, it means it's not subjective. It's not taking sides. Okay, it's fair. It's not unfair. Now, another thing that you need to look into when it comes to truthfulness and accuracy, particularly in accuracy, is that the post is free from errors. Okay. The easiest way to tell whether a site or a channel is credible or is a credible source of information is to simply look at its grammar. Okay. At times, you might want to look at the spelling of the names, of the dates, okay, or you look into the title. And then, if the title match the content, okay, take note of that because you'll check into it later. Okay. So if the title match the content, if the title does not match the content, let's say the title talks about something else and the content talks about something else, then there's something wrong about the article. Okay. And of course, if there are grammatical and spelling errors. Okay. So try to look into those details, okay, before you try to believe something that is posted. Okay. So there. So just like what we were trying to say a while ago, check also if there are any biases. Is there any potential bias in the post or content? Okay, it is important to realize that everyone has an agenda. The things that you see that are posted online class, you have to remember that sometimes people post things to convince you and influence you. Okay, so try to see, is it too good to be true? Okay, or probably is this a something a weird or an awkward information? Is there something wrong about this information? Okay, probably there's a reason behind it. Why would people try to post this? Okay, make sure, try to determine if the post was posted fairly. Okay? If not, try to confirm it by looking into other sources. Which leads me to the next one. Okay, we've been trying to discuss this from the first part of our lesson. We've been trying to talk about support. Okay, and when we say support, you've been trying to say it's evidence. Okay, try to look into the source and then try to look on the support. Did the source provide support for its claims? Okay, so when you say support, we are referring to evidences as well. Okay, so it should provide references and reliable links, okay, that supports the claim. Okay, so there should be factual and credible evidences. Okay. Now, I also want you to be careful with clickbait. Say it to yourself, you say clickbait. Now, what is a clickbait? A clickbait on the internet is a content whose main purpose is to attract attention, okay, and encourage visitors to click on a link to a particular web page. Most of the time, what you see on the internet are just headlines, okay? And if you don't read through the content, you are tempted to either respond to its content. Okay, just like in Facebook, how do we respond to a particular headline? We try to click the icons. What are those emojis again? We have, what emojis do we see on Facebook when we try to react on a particular post?
Like,
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 po.
Like, love,
Heart.
Yes.
Aha. Wow.
Okay.
Angry po.
Okay, so at times we see something that is posted and we only see the headline and then we react like love, like heart, with sad face or with an angry face without looking into the content. Okay, so be careful with clickbait. Worst is that you just saw the headline and shared it. Okay, so authors or creators sometimes fabricate headlines, title, knowing that you might walk away without reading the article and believing the claim. Okay, so just like when a news is spread that President Duterte is dead, it's a big headline. Okay, and people would be surprised, and you, without thinking, might share it to others and spread the news to others. So if the headline causes your eyes to pop out of your head, read the entire article first before trying to trust the information. So try to be careful. You might be victimized by a clickbait. Okay, so when you read the headline, read the contents first, okay, before sharing it in public. Okay, so now we're going to have an activity. Okay, I hope you were able to listen very well. Let's try to test you out and check your understanding of our lesson by looking at the following. There are some information that you encounter on television that I will be presenting now on social media or on your daily newspaper. You are to determine the truthfulness and accuracy of each by accomplishing the checklist. You shall be grouped into two groups. Okay. Group 1 will be Kleinet, Prince, Osei, CK, and Chrissy. I've asked one of your group mates to create a group chat so you can discuss the one that will be presented to you later. And then group 2 will be Paula, Charisse, Joanna, and Kirsten and Sarah. Again, I've asked you also to create a group chat so you can discuss your the material that will be given to you later. I'm also part of the group chat so I can see your discussion. Okay. So before you proceed with your groupings, let me give you your assigned task. Okay. So everybody will use the following checklist in determining the truthfulness and accuracy of the material that you will be viewing. Okay. You are to answer the following questions. Okay, by yes or no. How will you do it? You just have to click either a check on yes or a check on no. Okay, just choose one. And then, of course, you need to give me a reason behind your answer. So, why did you say yes and why did you say no? Okay, so let's say, is the source of the news report reliable? If you said yes, why did you say so? So, maybe you could say it presented supporting details, or the author is credible or is in authority, okay, has the authority to make that announcement. Okay, another, are there errors present in the news report? Okay. Next, is there a possible bias implied in it? By the way, with the errors, again, you check the details, the dates, the spelling of the names, grammars, the connection of the title to the content. Okay. Then, is there a possible bias? We've explained about bias a while ago. So, is there any possible prejudicism, or probably an unfair announcement that is siding on a particular issue? Okay. Was it provided with enough facts to support its claims? Okay. Next, if found in social media platform, was it posted as a clickbait? Okay. And is the material post truthful? Okay, does it have is the information presented factual, true? Is it free from lies? And then, are the information presented accurate? No errors, precise. Okay. With the checklist, do you have any question?
And po,
Is the
None, ma'am.
checklist clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for group 1, try to look into the following posts. This is an infographic released by the Philippine Department of Health to disseminate general information about vaccine. Okay. The content of this is very similar to the one on your module. I just looked into a more colorful one. Okay, but it's similar in the one on your module. I'll say you can take a screenshot of this and then send it to your group chat.
I did, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So here's a bigger version so you can read it. Okay. Next, let's have group 2. Paula and Charisse and the rest of the group. Okay. This is a photo circulated all over the internet. Shown, CNN has reported, okay, that a US hospital was on lockdown because of the first person who got vaccinated started eating other patients. Okay. So here's a bigger version of that. You can take a screenshot, Paula, and share it to your group mates. Okay. Your group also shall be answering the checklist. Okay, so will 5 minutes be enough for everybody to answer? You can please turn on your camera so that we will know that you are discussing with one another. For Kirsten and Joanna and I think Sarah, if you're having a hard time working with Zoom and Messenger at the same time, you can log out from Zoom first and then come back after the discussion of your group mates. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Jose.
can we call, ma'am?
Yes, you can start a group call with one another on Messenger and then talk about it and then answer each
po.
statement one by one.
Ma'am,
Thanks po.
Yes, CK.
can I off my cam? Because when Messenger is ongoing, I'm lagging.
Okay, so to save internet speed, I will allow you to turn off your camera. Anyway, I could see that you are talking on your group chat, okay, on your GCs. Would 5 minutes be okay?
Ma'am,
5
can we leave muna?
Yes, Joanna. You can leave Zoom first so you can join the conversation on Messenger. Then come back right after.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The rest
Okay
of
po.
you, 5 minutes is okay, right? No need for extension? Or you want more time? 7 minutes, okay. I can see on your faces that you
So,
want more time. Okay. 7 minutes. Start talking to each other. Start your group work. You will only have one presentation. Okay. Thank you for that clarification, Paula. You will assign one person to present, one person to share his or her screen. Use the document or the file that I send on your GC. While your groupmate is presenting, you can add more information so others can also talk during the presentation. Okay, I can see group 1 having their messenger call already. Group 2 are already talking also. Please do not hesitate to ask questions, huh?
okay po.
Thank you. I'm just checking your other classmates.
Ma'am,
Yes, anak.
nawala po daw
English,
sa
anak.
Zoom si... Ay,
English.
never mind po. Nandiyan na po pala siya.
English. Jose.
Climate said earlier that she disconnected from Zoom, but never mind, she's here
She's back.
again.
Okay. I think everybody's here. Klainet, if you're having a hard time with your internet connection, you can leave Zoom first and then come back right after your group discussion. So you can save internet speed.
Okay,
Can I
ma'am.
leave din po? I'm lagging po eh.
Okay, Prince. Then come back right after.
Same, ma'am. We were
Same
about
po.
Okay po,
to
ma'am.
have our meeting po.
Okay, Paula, I understand.
Same po.
Mm. Anyway, I can see on your group work that you are having your Google Meet up. So group 1 is already meeting and I think group 2 also they're discussing. CK, you belong to group 1, right? And Charisse also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And
Copy
then
ako.
Charisse, you belong to group 2. At least one member of the group is in Zoom still. CK and Charisse, please remind your group mates that you only have 5 minutes. Hello, Jose, you're back.
Although we're not yet done, ma'am.
Okay, you still have 2
We're still
minutes.
fixing our statements.
Okay. Who will share your screen, Jose? Will it be you?
Yes po.
Okay. Just tell me when you're ready. Let's wait for the others.
Ma'am, can I leave po?
Why, Anna? Are you still having your meeting?
Yes, ma'am, and I can hear you both.
Okay. Okay, Anna. Class, just let me know if you need help. Jose, are we good in 1 minute? Will you be okay? Will you be
Yes po,
ready?
ma'am. We are just typing po.
Okay. Please tell the others to join the Zoom classroom now. Okay, please tell your group mates to join us again in Zoom. I'm still waiting for 5 more. Okay, Joanna is back. Group 2 is still discussing. Jose, are you ready? Prince is back. Okay. Group 2 is
Ma'am, di pa daw po.
English, please.
Ma'am, not yet ready.
What group is that? 1, 2. 2, right?
1, ma'am.
Ah, okay. 1. CK1. Yeah, sorry. Also, group 2 is finalizing their answers. There, Cherise is back. Paula is back. Good. Kirsten is back. There. Okay, good. So I guess you're all back. That means you're almost ready. Jose, please let me know, please. Paula,
Ma'am, nearly done po.
nearly. Okay. Paula, how about your group?
Sorry
Done?
po.
It's okay, but please hurry up a little bit. Paula, how about your group?
Yes, ma'am. I just have a question po.
Yes, anak. What is it?
Um, are the 5 of us gonna speak or just the 2 that is using computer or laptop?
Well, one of you who is using computer shall present your output, and then any of you could actually speak. But let's have one speaker first, and then if some of your members would like to add, then that would be better.
Okay po.
But you're done, right? Your output is already done?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just assigning the roles of
Your group
um
members.
yes po.
Okay, very good. Jose, I think group 2 is almost done. I hope your group is also done.
Yes po. Nearly na po.
Nearly. Okay. While waiting for them, let's try to look into the articles again, the materials that were given to you. Okay, this is for group 1. And then this is for group 2. Ready, Ose?
Yes po.
You can start sharing your screen.
Okay po. Ma'am na, it's disabled po.
Hmm?
It's disabled po.
Whoa. But a while ago, we were able to share screen, right?
Yes po. Ma'am, I think you disabled it by accident po.
I think so too. Okay, if that's the case, kindly send the article to me, the file to me first, so I can be the one to share it. And then I'll just upload it on your group page or group chat.
Yan po, ma'am.
Okay.
There po.
Yeah, I saw it. Let me just download it. Okay. Okay, sharing the screen. So this is the presentation of group 1. Please introduce your group members, Jose.
Members, Chrissy Karel Lokyao, Cyril Krisha Disda, Jose Aristotel Calilo Castrillo, Climate Shari D. Ricarte, Prince Tyson Khalil Manyala.
Can you tell me about the material that you viewed? What is it about?
About ano po? About vaccines po.
So these are information about vaccination. Okay. Now, who will try to explain?
Me po.
Okay.
First one po. Is the source of the news report reliable? Yes po. Yes, because every piece of information shows evidence and because the health department made this announcement.
Okay, so you consider the Department of Health one in authority in making this announcement?
Yes po.
Okay, next one.
Are there errors present in the news report? No. There are no grammatical errors or statements within the report.
So you saw no wrong spelling, no wrong information as to dates or numbers?
No po.
Okay, next.
Is there any possible bias implied in it? No, because there are no sides within the report.
So there's no hidden agenda or whatsoever, right? Okay, it's plain objective. Okay. good. Next.
Si Krisha po.
Krisha, mhm.
If found in social media platform, was it posted as a clickbait?
Clickbait.
No.
Stated.
No, because the information is supposed to be helpful to people to know that what vaccinations are supposed to be.
Okay, can everybody say clickbait?
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
Okay.
Clickbait.
So the information is supposed to be helpful to people to know more about vaccinations. Okay. Next, how about the one before that? Who's supposed to present this one?
Krisha po, kaso po na niya po yung number po.
It's okay. Let's try to read it
Lynette
first.
po.
Lynette, you first.
Was it provided with enough facts to support its claims? Yes. Yes, because it provided with enough information about the topic to support its claims.
What were the supports given? If you look into it. Okay, let's go back to it regarding support. Okay. Okay, what can you say about the information given? How can you say that it was supported? Can you see any information that supports it? Let's say regarding how vaccines prevent disease. Was there any evidences cited? Anyone in the group can answer.
No po.
Was that Prince? Was that you?
Hindi po.
Jose? Okay. So, what support are we waiting for? What kind of support or evidences do we need to support the claims that if vaccines prevent disease, or how do vaccines differ, or with the side effects? What possible support can we have?
The information, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. When we say support, what did we mean about it?
Evidence.
Okay, so if I were to say that vaccines prevent disease, or these vaccines that the Department of Education prevents disease, what kind of evidences am I looking for? How do I know, or how can they prove, let's say to us, that these vaccines are effective and they actually prevent us from getting the disease? Any idea? What evidences
The
can we have?
DOH confirmed the vaccination.
Vaccination.
The vaccines.
Okay, I like that, Lynette. Your answer is actually nice, because it's the Department of Health who says it so, and then that is enough evidence because the Department of Health is in authority. Okay, that's nice, and for that it becomes credible. And I accept your answer, Group 1. But if you want to further understand, let's say, or to further know if there are evidences, where do we go to? Let's say there are different kinds of vaccines, right? Are you familiar with the different kinds of vaccines?
Yes po.
What kinds of vaccines do you know? We have AstraZeneca. Yes, Prince. I think you've been watching the news. Okay, AstraZeneca. We have Sinovac, and then we have the one from Pfizer, and we have heard a lot of information about their effectivity and with the side effects of each vaccine. Now, where do we get these evidences? What evidences do we need to know if they really prevent diseases? Okay. What did we say a while ago? How do we know if it's fact? What are the lines that we're waiting for? What are the terms that we're waiting for? It should be mentioned, or it should be supported by, yes, by. So a while ago we said if it says it is claimed and suspected by someone, then it's not a fact. But if it's a result of what? It should be a result of, or a conclusion from.
Yes.
Okay, let's put it this way. How do we know if a medicine is effective? if it's really effective? What evidences should we see?
It's making the situation of a person better.
Yes. So if it becomes effective to those who are vaccinated, and these are results of what? Where do we get this news? These are results of the evidences are taken from. So if it becomes
Doctors,
huh? Yes.
doctors po.
Yes, medical experts. A while ago, we said that a while ago, right? So if the doctors presented researches and conclusions, okay, or maybe not only medical doctors, who are those that are in line with medicine, those in the pharmaceutical department, okay, or those that have tested and tried the vaccines before they were applied to human beings, then those are supporting evidences. In this case, okay, we don't see that here, but just like what Kleinet has said, since it was mentioned by the Department of Health, since then we take it as truthful because we know and we believe that our government will not lie to us. Okay, next. What line are we at?
6 po.
Last.
Okay, who's going to present that?
Ano po ma'am? Si Chrissy po.
Karel, please.
Is the material or post truthful? Yes, yes, because it is released by the Philippine Department of Health.
Okay, and finally,
Thanks po.
Are the information presented in it accurate? Yes. Every information about vaccines and how they work is in the report.
so the information that you actually need is complete, okay, in the report. Now, I will ask you, Group 1, if you were given the chance to post it online, will you post this one?
Yes po.
Why,
Yes,
why would you post it?
Yes.
It is
because
reliable po.
Okay, aside from it being reliable and accurate, is there
For
an
you to help people.
exactly, Kleinet? Okay, if you try to post it, you help people by, how can you help other people about this information?
To know what are they going to do, or
How
to
they
know
work.
Mm-hmm. Yes, continue. To know how, what are they going to do and to know.
what's the vaccines for.
Okay, so to know more about vaccinations or the vaccines. Very good, Group 1. Okay, let's have Group 2. Paula, can you try to share screen?
There is going to share screen, ma'am.
Okay, Charisse, can you try? If not, try to send it on your GC and then I'll just download it.
Ma'am, I can't share screen, but I send it to you personally.
Okay, I'm trying to open downloading the link. Okay, let me turn off my camera first because my internet is being affected. Okay, please wait. Okay. Okay. There. I'm downloading it. While I'm downloading it, can anyone from Group 2 tell me what your article is all about? Anyone from Group
It's
2?
about um how the first COVID patient in US started eating patients.
Okay, and what was the source?
CNN po.
Well, it was mentioned on the post that it was CNN who made the announcement. Wait, downloading it. Opening the file. Okay. Who will present? Who will introduce the group mates? Paula, can you introduce your group mates, please?
Yes po. The members in Group 2 are me, Paula Roque, Charis David, Joanna Marie Prajes, Kirsten Lumibaw, and Sarah Jean Pidal.
Okay. So based on the article, would like to discuss the checklist.
Ma'am, I'm the first one. Is the source of the news report reliable? Yes. CNN is a trustworthy news website.
Okay. So if it was really CNN who posted it, then CNN is a trustworthy website because it has established an image for presenting credible news. Next.
Are there errors present in the news report?
Are there errors
Yes.
present?
Are there errors present in the news report? Yes. When you reverse image search the picture that is in the article, you can see that it was posted in an article 2 years ago that mentions about gun violence in
Really?
teens.
So you tried to check
Yes
the
po.
picture a while ago. That's why it took you time. Okay.
Yes po.
Yes.
That's nice. So you were able to discover that the picture was actually fabricated.
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
po.
Wow. Very good. How did you do that? You tried to type in the picture?
No, ma'am, there is a website called TinEye. When you copy paste an image, you can see source or websites that the image is included with.
That's great. Okay. Kindly share that to your classmates so we could check it out. Okay. Very good. Next. Next slide.
Is there any possible bias implied in it? Yes. It is presented in a biased manner.
Okay. How do you say that it has a bias? Well, what do you think is the agenda behind it? What do you think is the purpose of the author for posting it? Hmm? Okay, let's try to look into the image first again, okay? Let me show it to you. Oops, not this one, the other one. Okay. So, what do you think is the issue and concern of the one who posted this one? What does it want to discredit? Or probably what influence does it want to have with other people? When you read this, what is the effect of it on you? If you read this, what would be your possible reaction? That someone who got vaccinated started eating people. Yes, Paula.
Its main purpose is to scare off people and prevent them from taking the vaccine.
So that's the possible bias. There are some people who are actually posting some hoax to discourage them to take vaccines. Next one. Yes.
Was it provided with enough facts to support its claims? No, there was not a source that supports its claim.
Okay, so very good. So you really need to look into more information about it. Okay. Next.
It found in social media platform was posted as a clickbait. Yes, the article was not factual.
Okay, and it can be a clickbait, right? When you see it, you are tempted, okay, to share it immediately. So be careful. Okay, next one. Next one.
It's Charis po.
Charisse?
If found in is the material or post truthful? No, there was not enough evidence to support the article.
Okay, very good. And finally,
Are the information presented in it accurate? No, the provided website is clickbaited. I searched into the news article po, and I found out that CNN was used or morphed as the main website for the article because CNN is a trustworthy news website. Therefore, it makes it more believable.
yes, exactly. Very good, Paula. That's why even though it's stated that it comes from CNN, you really have to be careful and try to check your source about it. Okay, so finally, if I will ask group 2, although the answer is apparent, will you post such material online?
No, ma'am,
And why won't you?
because that fake information can scare people.
Okay, very good. And it will discourage people from getting vaccinated.
Taking vaccine.
Okay, very good. Very good, group 1 and group 2. Okay, I would like to give you a lot of claps. Your presentations were very well presented. And I'm so happy for you. Okay, let's have our final activity before your quiz now. All you have to do, yes, thank you very much. Oh, I forgot. Okay, try to give us claps. Okay, give me virtual claps, everyone, on your Zoom page. Okay, congratulations. Great. Okay, now on activity 2, categorize the following information as true, misinformation, or disinformation. So remember, okay, just categorize information as if it's true or if it's misinformation, okay, or disinformation. Remember, when you say misinformation, it lacks details, while the other one is disinformation. It has an agenda behind. Okay. How about this one? Okay. You can answer, give me your answers on the chat box. What is your opinion on this one? DepEd announces grade 13. So there will be another grade level. Do you consider this true? Or is it a misinformation or disinformation? Grade 13. Are you familiar with our grade levels? You are now on grade 7.
Yes po.
Okay. Jose and CK and Paula says, and Prince says it's disinformation. Okay. Why do you think it's disinformation? What could be the possible reaction of students if they see grade 13 as an additional grade for senior high? Does it intend to deceive people? It becomes a disinformation because it might have an agenda behind, right? So what do you think is the effect of this? If I am a student and I see that there is a grade 13, well, how would I feel? Would you be happy with grade 13?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No
Oh,
po.
okay. So remember, how would, okay, Osei says it will be harder, more harder. Okay. One more year is harder. Okay. And the life will be wasted. It's a way to deceive and scare people for students to study levels that are uh, more grade levels of students are coming. Okay, maybe some others won't want to go senior high anymore because of grade 13. How do we verify this? How do we know if it's true or not? Who's the credible, the one in authority to make this announcement? Although we have Secretary Briones in front of us, but we still have to verify this on the webpage of what department?
DepEd.
Yes, Department of Education. Next, have you seen this? Rabbit meat as an alternatibong karne, okay, alternative meat for Pampanga. Because they say what do you call that? Pork is very expensive nowadays. So people are sorting in to eat rabbit. Do you consider this true? Answers on the chat box. True, misinformation, or disinformation? Anyone? You're not sure?
I'm typing my answers, ma'am.
Okay. Misinformation. CK has a question mark. Not sure. Okay. What is the source? Where do we get the news?
ABS-CBN.
ABS-CBN News.
Okay. So, don't you consider ABS-CBN as credible? Okay. Others are considering it as misinformation. Why do you consider it as a misinformation? Where did you base it? Probably. Yes, Paula.
I did a little research and found out that people still have mixed feelings about rabbit meat. So therefore, I think ABS-CBN unintentionally posted the article.
Okay. Or probably ABS-CBN was just used, just like what happened to CNN a while ago. Okay, for now, there has been certain news that people are using rabbit meat, okay, but not necessarily in Pampanga, in other parts of the country, okay? From the news, if you have heard of, if you have watched GMA News Live and some other news television news page or news site, it has been mentioned that rabbit can be an alternate meat, okay, but not necessarily in Pampanga, or some people have been trying to, but not generally. Okay, next. How about this one? Bahala na mentality, or bahala na si Batman mentality, is a negative trait, okay, of Filipinos when it comes to financial responsibility. Okay, do you consider this true, misinformation, or disinformation? Bahala na si Batman mentality affects Filipino traits finances. It's a negative Filipino trait. If you look into the one below, negative Filipino traits that affect your finances. Okay. It's actually pointing out that Filipinos are having a hard time financially because they have this bahala na si Batman mentality. Okay, Paula says it's true. CK says it's true. Karel, sorry. NOC says it's true. Why do you say it's true? Okay, Sarah says it's true. Anyone from the group? Why do you consider this true? Mm-hmm. Is it based on your experience? Or do you believe that Filipinos have this kind of mentality? Bahala na mentality? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes po.
Yes,
Okay.
po.
So I guess yes, Karel, because Filipinos always say when they have a lot of bills or problems. Okay, finally, are you familiar with Lloyd Cadena?
Ayaw po.
Yes, po.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
do we consider the, who is Lloyd Cadena again?
Famous blog.
Social media influence that
Yes.
died.
And do we consider this post true, that he has already left us?
Yes,
Po.
ma'am.
Why do we consider this true?
Because her
They
mother
were-
already
Okay.
confirmed it.
Yes, Charisse.
Yes po.
Okay. Next time, you guys give me a chance to call you one by one. Anyway, very good. The source is credible because it was his mother himself who posted it. Okay. 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 Face shield not require outdoors. Have you heard this news? Is it true? Misinformation or disinformation? That we are not anymore required to put on face shield. True, misinformation, or disinformation? Okay, most of you are considering it as disinformation. Why do you say so?
Because face shields are required every day. Every time we go outside, because the droplets of sneezes and coughs will be splattered on our faces and we will get infected po.
Okay. Yes, so say there has been confusions as to if we need to put on face shields. Okay, what is suggested as per the Malacanang Palace is that when you are in closed venues, just like jeepneys and malls, you need to put on face shield. Okay. As to outdoors, it is suggested that when you are near someone, you put on your face shield. Okay. As long as you are with people in a certain closed area. Okay, finally, fault finder. Tell me if there are errors in the following as to spelling or information, or is it bias? Okay. This one. What can you say about this one? Saying that President Duterte is actually the best president according to NASA. What is wrong about this post? Excuse me. NASA has hailed Duterte as best president in the solar system. He's first, Obama is next. Why do you think, what is wrong about this article or this material? Raise your hand. Other hands, please. Okay, you started off, Paula. What do you think is wrong with this one?
The headlines has a lot of wow, which just makes it suspicious because an official headline wouldn't have an expression like that.
Exactly. It should be a formal announcement. Do you see any bias on this article? What could be a possible bias on this article? Jose?
Po.
Huh? Yes,
That
what is the...
Duterte is the best president po, while the others aren't.
Okay, so probably it's trying to put too much support on President Duterte. Next. Walang pasok. Malacanang Palace suspense. Yes, Paula, the percentages are wrong. Very good. Okay. Walang pasok. Malacanang Palace suspects government work. If you see this one and you think, and there was an announcement that there are no classes, will you believe it? Or what do you think would be wrong on it? Raise your hand. Okay, if you look into the source or probably the information, what is wrong with the information? Look into our checklist a while ago. What does it say? Check the source. Okay. Check any errors. Check any bias. CK.
The person who uploaded.
Yes. Is the source credible? Is it verified?
No.
Yes. Correct answer, CK. And Paula, the source is not verified. Again, what is our main source if we want to know if there are no classes?
DepEd.
The Department of Education, and of course, our local government. Finally, President Duterte announced last May 1, 2020 that all examinees, okay, and civil service, okay, are automatically passed, and said the exam, both professional and sub-professional level. So they don't need to take the exam, they're automatically passed. What is wrong with this announcement? Jose?
Dad po nilang pinalaya yung mga
English.
examinees po.
Anak.
Ay, wait lang po.
English.
They let go of the examinees, like they didn't even get tested and stuff, but they just did it.
Okay. And Paula, you wanted to add?
The source said that it was fake news.
Okay, from below, if you see it, it says fake news.html. Okay, that is very wise of you, anak. And of course, just like what Jose was trying to say, the news is kind of a little bit too good to be true. So if you see a news that is too good to be true, just like when you see that let's say they will give away 100 million to each member of the Filipinos, then you have to verify the facts first before you click on any web page. Okay? Okay, now there is what you call a fact check feature in Google. It's a good news. All you have to do is type in fact check tool and then type in the message. Okay. I'll let you know more about this so that you can verify it. Probably will spend more time talking about this later on. So if you find the news on Facebook, you can go to this webpage. Okay. So let's have a review. We've had a discussion on fact versus opinion, and then we've had a discussion on fake news, on media literacy. We've discussed about misinformation and disinformation. And then, of course, we had the discussion on truthfulness and accuracy. Okay. Now, why do we need to determine the truthfulness and accuracy of a material viewed? Why is it important to know if what is posted is truthful and accurate? Why is it important for us as viewers to know if the information presented to us is truthful and accurate? Why do we have to be why do we have to develop media literacy? Okay, you can start to say.
To know if the information and accuracy or truthfulness of the material viewed is misleading us to do some things that we don't have to do.
Okay, very good. Because what happens to us when we don't test if it's truthful or accurate? What could be the possible effect if we don't test the material that is posted? Paula.
If we don't clarify if the material viewed is true and accurate, it may cause us to think that whatever is posted on social media, all of it is true.
Yes, and we tend to be deceived and misled. Worst, what could happen if we post this online and we could be an influence of fake news or a promoter of fake news. So remember, class, not everything that we see or read on social media is true and accurate. You always have to check and double check if it's truthful and accurate. Okay, now let's have our assessment on Google Classroom. I want everyone to go to Google Classroom. Open your Google Classroom. Everybody's familiar with there. Let me just share it. Okay. So you are going to go to your Google Classroom that we have designed for the 4th quarter. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
po.
Let me just turn off my camera. My internet is slowing down. And then, everybody's familiar with the code?
Yes po.
Here's the code. Very good, Prince. Thank you very much. Please share the code to your classmates. Go to classwork. Go to written task. When you go to written task, you'll see written task 3. It was assigned to you all. Okay, kindly click that. Read each questions carefully. Okay, and answer discreetly because there are only 10 items and you are given 2 points for each item. Okay, after you have answered, please.
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's a Google form.
it's a Google form. Yes, you're going to answer a quiz form. Okay, all you have to do is to click this Google form. Don't forget to enter in your name last name first, first name, and then first name, middle initial, and then your grade and section, and then you just have to tick or click your choice of answer. Please read carefully. Okay? So read carefully each statement because it is equivalent to 2 points each. Okay. Any questions so far?
None po.
Does it?
None po.
Okay. Does everybody know what to do? Is everybody ready?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You may start answering. Again, please take your time. I'm just opening the file on my Google Drive so I could know if all of you have already responded. If you have any questions, you can ask me while taking the test. Remember that you only have one chance to answer.
Done po, ma'am.
Let me see the responses. Okay, I see one response. Please be careful in answering. That's your response, I'll say. And apparently you got
Yes
12 out
po.
of 20. That's good
Yes
enough.
po.
Okay, next time, do not
Sorry
be in a
po.
hurry. It's okay. Next time, do not be in a hurry. Okay? 2 responses. We have another one. That would be Paula is done. 18 out of 20. Good enough. Let's wait for the others. Three responses. The third one, Sarah, 14 out of 20. We have another response. One got 16. Okay, I'm still waiting for 5 more. Sarah, can you follow, anak? Were you able to enter Google
Yes, po,
Classroom?
ma'am.
Very good. Thank you, Anna. 6 responses, 4 more. Seven.
Done, ma'am.
So we're done with CK, Kleinet.
Done, ma'am.
Done po.
8 responses. Okay. Charisse, Joanna, done. Very good. Prince. Okay. We're still waiting for 2 more. Kirsten. And Karel. Okay. Last one. Okay, Kirsten, we're waiting for you. Were you able to enter Google Classroom, Anna? Kirsten, are you there? I think you're still online. Kirsten? I hope she was
She's
able to.
here po, ma'am.
Yes, but at times she is having a hard time with the internet, right? I hope she was able to enter Google Classroom. Kirsten, please let us know if you're still there. There, 10 responses. Great. Okay. So let's try to sum up the questions and let's see which questions where you have. Okay, let's go to the questions and let's try to view what could be the possible answers. Okay, which of the following? Wait. Try to write your answers on the chat box and then let's see who got the correct answer. Okay, which of the given statement below is true and fact? Is true about fact. I'm sorry. Yes, it's a statement with reality and can be proven with evidence. Okay, good. Number 2, which of the following words refers to an expression of a personal judgment? Okay, opinion. Good. Next, how can you consider a material fake news? Okay. The first choice, yes, it presents false information to deliberately misinform or deceive viewers. Okay, number 4. Which of the following viewers practices media literacy? Excuse me. Here, okay. Mark, okay, read several reliable sources online before making a conclusion. Okay. Number 5. This is a propaganda orchestrated to deceive audience like hoaxes. The answer is disinformation. And finally, this refers to the information that usually lacks content and needs further clarification. Yes, the answer is misinformation. Okay. Now, below are screenshots of logos of different platforms of internet. Which of the following sites give purely factual information? Okay. The most credible among all 4, we have CNN. Now, if you try to analyze the infographic material talks about common symptoms. Okay, do you consider it factual? The answer is yes. First one, it is factual because it gives information that are already proven. Number 9, why do we need to beware of a clickbait? Yes, if we fall into a clickbait, we can be a cause for misinformation or disinformation. And finally, If you analyze the material below, do you consider it accurate, truthful? The answer is it is not truthful because in the first place, it's not Shanghai government at all, and there is no proven evidence that vitamin C is actually good for COVID. Okay, so there, let's just try to congratulate the one who got individual. I think one person got 20 points.
Aris po.
Okay, was it Charisse? Okay. There. So congratulations, Charisse. You got 20 points. The rest of you, your scores are good. I think on some, we need to schedule an additional class or probably more for further discussion. For your assignment, I want you to go to classwork. Everybody will do this, okay? And then I want you to go to performance task and then go to, okay, there. Quarter task, performance 3. Now listen carefully to the instruction. So quarter 4 performance task 2. Let's go to the instructions first. Okay. So you are going to view an eyewitness documentary. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Titled COVID-19 K9 by Howie Severino. In this documentary, Howie Severino presented that K9 dogs can be used to detect COVID-19. And he interviewed several people. Now, after viewing the material, answer the following questions and fill out the checklists below. Okay, just like what you did a while ago. But here, all you have to do is highlight the word and then try to highlight it like this. Yeah, there. So just a yes or no checklist, and then there will be questions below. Do you consider the material truthful? Why and why not? Answer in 5 sentences or more. And then have you gained any learnings or realizations or insight in the material? Explain your answer. So all you have to do is complete the checklist, fill out the checklist, and answer the questions that follow. Do you have any questions so far?
None po.
None,
None,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, okay. So I hope everybody learned a lot today in our discussion. And then probably we'll have to have communication more on our GC later on. Okay? Do you have any questions?
None,
None
ma'am.
po.
None, ma'am.
So let's end our class today. Good day, everyone.
Good day, ma'am.
Day
Thank
po.
ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Ingat
Good
po
day, grade
kayo.
7
Good day
students.
po.
Good day po.
Good day po.
Thank
Thank
you
you
po.
po.